This is your sheet of watercolor paper right here. We'll say that's a sheet of, half sheet or a full sheet of watercolor paper. And you and I were going to play tic-tac-toe. I would simply come in here and line it off in thirds. You remember how we did that? That's about a third, and that's about a third, and that's about a third. So this is a little larger than these, but that's no big deal. Anywhere these lines intersect is a good place for your center of interest. In other words, where you want the viewer to look, where you want to direct the eye. So this would be a fine place right in here. If I didn't want it there, I could come down here and have it here. I could have it here or here, anywhere these lines cross. It doesn't matter the shape of the paper. We can divide it this way, and actually I've only turned it sideways, and you have the same thing anywhere in here. If we have a sheet of square paper that we're painting on, it works exactly the same way, a third, and a third. And here's my center of interest. And we can have other things. It doesn't have to be that one thing right in there, but you can see it's like if you walk into a totally dark church at night, and on the altar is one candle lit and flickering. Where does your eye go? Of course, you know it goes to the candle. And so that's what we want to do here. We want to direct your eye to this one place right here that will be the center of interest of this painting. And so there would be that space right in there. And there is that light space right there. Get rid of some of these other little white spaces. And there's the center of interest right there.
I'm going to start with one shape. So it'll be a shape like that, and that represents the shape of a head. Put a neck on that. And before we get into any features, I'm going to ask you to just look at the hair and the shape of the head. If I use that as the shape of a head and then decide what kind of hair I'm going to put on it, then I have a head. Small head that you could fit, in a number of circumstances. Let's do that again. I'll begin by making just a shape. Now that's too dark. Too much green got in that. And in that case, the thing to do is to simply blot some of that up. Now back to the original process of putting hair on that, and you can decide what kind of hair you want. Beginning with that idea, we're going to build a whole series of heads here based on that very simple idea of make a shape. You also want to be concerned about what kind of head shapes you're looking at. I mean, not everyone has the same shaped head, so I would also suggest that you consider that. The proportions, as you all know or probably have heard, if you were to take this thing and cut it in half right there, that's where the eye sockets go, here and here. You take this and you look at it, and you divide that and you divide that, and there's the nose, and this is the mouth, and that's the chin. So, but just keeping the eyes in the middle is a really helpful thing to do. You begin with the idea that the face is made up of eye sockets. Now, you put those in, you think about the light that comes from above, putting a shadow under the nose, the top lip, under the bottom lip, and then under the chin. If you look at that, you can see that pretty well describes a face without anything else. We make an eye socket, and you can make all kinds of different shapes of these. Under the nose, the top lip, under the bottom lip, and under the chin. So you take that idea and you say, well, what if someone was looking away in that direction? The far eye gets smaller, the near eye socket gets larger, under the nose is now shifted around to the side where that person is looking at you. The top lip, we see more of one side than the other, so we have now a figure looking to the left. You could have a figure looking up. Take these two shapes, you turn them so that they seem to be going around the face. You put in the bottom of the nose. The top lip now is going to be much closer to the nose, under the bottom lip, and then here's the real key. You put this chin in here, and you let that suggest that you are looking, the figure's looking up, and the ears drop way down. The hair will be stuck way up here on the top. The figure looking down is just the opposite. In this case, the eyes go down. You don't see as much here. You don't see as much shadow because most of this is covered. Lips might even come through the nose. Under the lip is smaller, under the chin. And in this case, the ears get much higher. So the ears now shift up to the top, and you're seeing a lot of hair. A lot of hair coming down to the face, so you have someone looking down.
One of the things I've discovered since I've been teaching watercolor and doing it myself is the value of the lightness and darkness of things and the contrast between them. So I always start my students off by doing black and white pictures. In other words, just one color. I use as few strokes as possible. I never go over the parts again. I've seen people do this sort of thing, like as if they're putting wallpaper paint on. It's not that at all. It's all delicate stuff. Now I'm going into my thick paint here. Now this is in the corner of the brush here. I put my trees in, you see. Look at that. That's dry brush in there. A couple of branches on here like that, you see. And then some more here. But I'm just using a brush like that, you see. Very lightly on the paper. Hardly put any pressure on at all. It's just so much lightness and freshness, you see. And then you can put a few fir trees in there too. And then I can make some nice quick strokes. 1, 2, 3, you see. And it just gives you some shadows and stuff. Now you could put rocks on this. You see how delicate you can touch little darks in here. Just, you've got a lovely sharp edge in the corner and everything else. It's important you should be able to put good little figures in, little ones that, oh, sorry about that. Make the heads small and the bodies long, and they just don't have to have much inside them at all. You can actually put a few little bits in here like that. And with some grasses like